Hello, hello everyone. How are you doing? It's so exciting to be here today on the Tipsy Realtor Season 2.
Yes, and we are finishing up February. Can you imagine? Through half of the February, we're already done.
I know, but I
It's going
love
so fast.
February. It is the month of love.
I personally don't really care so much for Valentine's Day at all. I'm kind of the person like I'll take the flowers and chocolates and the dinner out any given day.
True. I don't need a special month.
Yes,
you can love me all the time.
Yeah, and we are making, so we're gonna continue with like this, like the new cocktails that are kind of coming back this year for the new trend cocktails. What are we making today, actually?
Today we're making Bourbon Renewal. Now, a Bourbon Renewal is a really cool bourbon cocktail. It's gonna be a nice kind of probably a sipping drink either before or after dinner, but then we're going to talk about should you renovate or should you sell?
Yeah, and it's a really interesting topic, especially given the current market situation.
I know, because so many people out there are trying to find a house but can't. Mm-hmm. So is renovation an option? But then at the same time, is trying to find trades is also hard too. So
yeah,
what do you do?
Materials. Yeah, okay. Well, let's really starting with.
We're going to start with the drink. So first of all, you need a rocks glass full of ice, and you need a shaker full of ice.
Okay, lots of.
And we are putting it on, and I realized that I accidentally forgot to put on one ingredient, but it's okay. So we're going to start with our 2 ounces of bourbon. So this is definitely a strong one.
Well, the liquid lunch, well, you know, it looks like a winter wonderland outside. Nothing wrong with a nice stiff drink on Wednesday.
That's right. Well, and this will definitely warm you up on the inside.
Oh, there you go.
We've got the ounce of lemon juice that we just put in. We're putting in a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup.
Okay.
And then the ingredient that I forgot was creme de cassis. And I'm so sorry, but it is 1/2 ounce of creme de cassis into the drink. And then this one actually is kind of cool. Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
Is because you actually have to, and a dash of bitters, but you actually have to shake it for 15 seconds. So it makes it pretty simple. So shake it for 15 seconds. And then after shaking it for 15 seconds, making sure it's nice and chill, you're going to put it into your rocks glass with ice. And then you're going to garnish this with a lemon wedge. Now, of course, you can garnish it with a ton of different things, like a dried lemon wedge, a non-dried lemon wedge.
Oh, yeah, the dried one will look very beautiful.
Yeah,
here.
but...
And that's it. You're done with bitters.
I'm done. She's just cleaning up after me today.
Yeah, it's all right.
Here we go. Bourbon Renewal.
Okay, it's not a sexy color, but...
It's not. But it looks tough.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a bourbon drink.
And, you know what, though? This is definitely a drink this is a before or after dinner drink, for sure. With 2 ounces of bourbon and creme de cassis, you kind of would assume that this is a sipping drink after dinner or anything like that. But... on with the show.
Yes. So we, well, losing my voice again. So, move or renovate. I mean, Calgary's market is super hot. Everybody sell, sell, sell. It's selling so fast over the asking price. But is it the right time to do that for you?
Or is that the right thing for you to do at all?
And the thing is, like, there's 4 things you need to consider before you make your decision one way or another. The cost.
Yeah.
Because the costs are different between renovation project and moving. Emotional attachment.
Yeah.
And, you know, for some people, like moving away from schools
friends.
Or, like, you know, friends, community, neighbors that kids are playing with. Maybe your home has those markings on the wall and your kids grown up.
Which, please, if you're going to do that, put a piece of wood there because taking the drywall out is very difficult and lots of people try it after. Yeah. So put something you can remove off the wall.
You know, I have seen as much as somebody have their baby footsteps in the cement in in a garage or laundry room that was done. So there's those things that are going to stay with the house, unfortunately. And maybe try to cut it out. I don't know. Is it a good time to sell? Well, definitely in Calgary, it's a good time to sell.
But that doesn't mean it's a good time to buy. But if you're buying and selling in the same market, then you're obviously going to experience the same upswing or downswing that we're having as well. But is it a good time for you?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And you have to consider the timing for your family. Is it the right time? Is the kids ready to change the schools? Because sometimes if you go between that elementary, junior high to high school, there may be some movement, but if they stay in the same school, that could be a complicated. So we looked into some pros and cons. So once you decide on those 4 factors, then you have to look into renovate. Why would you renovate?
Well, and I'll be honest, with my house, when we thought about selling, I actually did, like when you did the costs and all that other kind of stuff and the pros and cons, I took the cost that it would cost me to renovate my house to make it what I wanted, knowing that there were still specific things that it couldn't do. But I said, okay, how much is going to cost to make my house the house I want it to be? And it was $100,000. So we took what our house would sell for now, and we added $100,000 to it. And we went at looking at building. We looked at what else was for sale. We compared it to what we could purchase, and then we decided to stay where we were because at the end of the day, like you talk about the emotional attachment, is I didn't want my kids to not walk to school. To me, I realized that that was significantly important to me, and for that, we decided to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. So the renovation may, give you the lifestyle that you're already used to. Plus, if you can enhance your home inside, you can customize it to your likes, right? And exactly what you kind of was looking for. Except if there is no room to add an extra bedroom.
Exactly, or more square footage.
Yes, exactly.
Right, putting on in an extra story to a bungalow is a significant renovation, and living in a renovation is a lot. So
you're paying to live in a construction zone.
And the question is, how long will the renovation take?
Yes.
So those are all things to consider when you're looking at, do I renovate or do I sell? And for me, one of the things I couldn't renovate, I wanted 9-foot ceilings. I can't have 9-foot ceilings because it's not going to happen. I can't, well, I could have, but it would have been a lot more money. Change my house from vinyl siding to hardy board or stucco, but then that would have been a much bigger renovation. I couldn't make my garage bigger. There are certain things that you just physically are not going to be able to do within your renovation.
And not all renovation will increase the value of the home, although they would increase the value of the home, but not all do, because sometimes you customize so much that you become too expensive for the block you live in. So if you decide to do that very expensive renovation, consider living there for a very long time.
And you may not get your rate of return out of it.
Exactly.
But if you choose to relocate and you choose to sell your house and buy another one, of course there's pros and cons. And I love lists. Anna knows I love lists.
Yes.
So pros and cons. I would love to make a pros and cons list of sitting down, and we can do this for you, renovating or selling. We do it with our clients all the time. And we say, okay, here's your pros and cons to relocate and to move to a new community. If you're going to a new community, you're going to have to deal through their construction. Mm-hmm. So you may not have construction in your home, but you have construction outside your home. If you're going to have to pay realtor fees, which, we'd love to do it for free, but we got to pay our bills too. Yep. So there is a cost to that. Lawyers' fees, there is a cost to that. Moving, there is a cost to that. The disruption to your life, there is a cost to that. So those are the kind of things that you have to think in your pros and cons list. But the pro could be the fact that you're getting a new house that needs less work. Your pro could be that you're getting more space that you didn't have before.
Modern features as well that's not available with the older homes, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you have to really decide why are you moving, right? The square footage is important. The next thing is how far are you commuting for your job or schools and such? So do you want to reduce the commute, for example? The mortgage rates.
Yeah.
Right now, you can get great mortgage rates. So
if you lock in.
Yes.
Because right now, if you go on a variable, they're even now talking 75 to 100 basis points increase this year to slow down this market.
Wow. Okay. So more than actually anticipated initially, right? And so you kind of move for a new job, upgrade your home, be closer to schools, and maybe get a great mortgage. So if you get a new home with a very low mortgage rates, that's a win.
Yeah, and sometimes it's also about lifestyle. There may be a lifestyle that's coming in with your relocation. So if you're relocating to be closer to the mountains because you're love going to the mountains every weekend, or are you relocating to be closer to bike paths because you bike a lot and where you're at doesn't do that, or a more walkable community. So there's a lot of different reasons that you could relocate that is about lifestyle as well. So these are all the reasons.
And we do see a lot of people downsizing today, right? Who's selling their big homes and going to something smaller, like a condo, more of a convenient
Yeah.
lifestyle that everything is taken care of. So that's kind of like the empty nesters that who are still in those giant homes.
Yeah.
That's a great time to sell for them right now because they're actually selling for a very high price.
Yep.
And buying something smaller and maybe like potentially somewhere away.
Well, and actually, I was talking to a couple just recently, and we were having a chat about that because this couple is looking at downsizing, but they're saying, should we sell now or do we wait? And I said, well, based on the value of your home, you may want to minimize your investment in this market right now because this is a prime time to sell a high luxury home. And then you can minimize your investment, go to something smaller, and then when you're all ready to get out of the market entirely, you at least have minimized that investment into a more saleable price range than the price range that the home that they're in now is. So those are also reasons to think about, what are your long-term plans?
So there is no bad or good with one option or another. And it's just what is right for you. And if, for example, with like renovation cost up front or moving with a cost in the back, like, do you have the money to spend right now on the renovations, right? Because it's kind of going to be paid out of your pocket. And see what your family needs are, right? And of course, Robin and I are a great source for your consultations. So if you're not sure and you want to just chat with a professional, be available for that.
And also, too, and a lot of people don't talk about this, but it is February, the month of love. Be sure that your relationship can handle the renovation. Because a renovation puts a huge strain on a household. It puts a huge strain on a relationship. And just like they can say, how solid your relationship is based on if you can travel together and if you can renovate together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, because renovation is also like, you have to agree on a lot of details. And if the both partners are very opinionated on what they want.
We don't know about that at all.
Yeah. Then, you can cause. So sometimes maybe working with interior designer may help you because they actually really well incorporating everybody's wants and needs in that. But it is stressful. I went through with like renovating this house and we've built our homes before. It is a stressful time. It's not as fun and all the roses you think it's going to happen. We're going to build our dream home. It's going to be amazing. Actually, a lot of relationships fall apart by the time the house is built or renovated.
Well, when we did ours,
this house, when it was built originally, but the time it was custom built, but the time they actually finished building, they split up.
Oh, no, that's so sad.
So it happens.
And for us, when we renovated our kitchen, we had a 2-year-old and we had live wires sticking out of the floor, and that was a big stress, trying to live and work and
of course, that's what they wanted to touch first, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Fun times.
Oops.
So I really, really, really like this game, and I'm going to be honest. I actually think I'm going to buy a second one of this. So it's from Life Sutra, and it is
Sutra,
and it's actually a cool game about how to get couples to reconnect, have conversations that you wouldn't normally have. This is what we're giving away this month, and it's about built by
two players. Not even says plus. Only 2 players can play this game.
But it's a cool game because it's for the 2 of you. It's to have conversations you wouldn't normally have. I've looked at a lot of the cards. It's built by psychologists. It's a really great and cool game. So I'm super jealous to anyone who wins it, but I do think I'm going to buy it.
So if you like and share our videos on all social media, and especially if you tag your friends on this, like your name gets entered to win this awesome couple reconnect game.
Exactly. And it says it has side effects, and then it has dirty photos.
Oh. Dirty photos?
Dirty photos.
Well, after the cocktail now, I'm ready for the dirty photos.
All right. So next week, we're going to do the painkiller, and we're going to talk about how to win in competing offers. Now, this is going to be
I can use that for my sinuses right now.
But a great conversation, though, because anyone who's in this market right now, like we've been dealing with a lot of clients that... Well, they're not our clients, because actually I haven't been losing that many competing offers. But there is a lot of people. We just sold a house recently.
I mean, the 20...
It was the 20th offer
20 offers that you presented, 19 of them lost.
Well, and that's exactly it. And the people who did win said it was a 20th offer that they had presented, and they had lost every other one before that. So you can understand the frustration. So it's super important in this market to know how to win and know how to compete to win. Because if you're going to put in the effort of writing an offer, you better win. So these are going to be all the tactics and tricks that we use to make sure that you don't have to write 19 offers and lose.
Yeah, it's very discouraging for anybody, actually, even a real estate agent.
It is. And can you imagine the heartbreak for all those people and what ends up happening? So if you're in this market and you want to know how to win, make sure you tune into next week's episode because we are absolutely going to give you those tricks and tips. And sometimes it just takes a lot of balls.
Yeah, sometimes it does. You have to go for it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, so if you're looking at buying or selling real estate, please feel free to give myself and Anna Terranova a call at the number on the screen. And if you know of anyone who's looking at buying or selling, and actually I had this conversation the other day with someone. If you know of someone who is starting to get financial troubles and they don't know if they're going to keep up with their mortgage, please, please, please have them call us. And the reason why is because we know how the backside of mortgages work, and you would be amazed as to all the things that we can help you get from the bank to ensure that your mortgage doesn't go into foreclosure. I had a lady that I dealt with a year ago, and I gave her some tips and tricks, and a year later, she's now put her house up on the market. She's now been able to sell it for way more than she ever thought because I showed her how to not go into foreclosure.
Yes, I think a lot of people forget that, the professionals, they get overwhelmed. Sometimes they embarrass, right?
Yeah.
And that, those all normal feelings to have, like, you couldn't make payments. It's embarrassing. But the thing is, if there is a way to save your house and you to save your money and credit, it's important to contact that professional. And Robin and myself, obviously, are, very educated in this. So we would love to help you with that advice.
Absolutely. Now, find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And soon we are going to be on
TikTok. You have to remember the name.
TikTok, I know. All right, everyone, have a great day. We'll see you next week with the painkiller and how to win at competing offers.
Have a great week.